Introducing Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man. Let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather round. The Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on, I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. It's like I said, that everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days, and counting, of Renaissance Man. Since January 1st, 2021, 170 songs have been written and released on iTunes and Spotify. Though my monthly streak has come to an end, I will be dropping many albums for you going forward. Join us for the live comedy news. Every night of the year, 7 stories are chosen, SNL Weekend update style. I've also released 4 feature comedy films. Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, A Christmas Story, and Peter Bishop, the Wolf of Crypto. BB Poo Poo! Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Foch. And then, of course, Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me. Just saying. Hammerlin Jameson's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right as a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, we have 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pires of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. And Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too. Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Fache Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Fache. And then, of course, I saved the world. Saved all the animals and stuff, too.
Zucker Chooch, are you kidding me? Excuse me, are you freaking kidding me?
We did a couple of raps this year. My Aunt Judy told me I could do a rapper's delight. And took a poop in my double diaper. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. 10 Commandments. Markstradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the Fur Elise, right? I'm in the middle of it, and they're scratching it out, and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then, like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. Mark and M's the man now, but I paved the way as the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a freaking toothpick and some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. In there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it, and this is a little demo I made. Welcome to beatseat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone. Everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you can play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
stars blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's Thursday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Renaissance Man.
Looking for another way.
I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's daily variety show Mark Pyers, Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1,179 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. And I want to welcome everybody from around the planet. We're here with Joanne the Weezer. It's S. Coop's birthday. We're getting down. What's that, Zabrosk? Zabrosk said he may do a double woohoo. Just, giving it to you for S. Coops for the birthday. We're getting a woohoo and then a woohoo, like a double-decker. You can't go wrong with a double-decker woohoo. I mean, maybe if it's a bad woohoo that Joanne does, but if it's not a bad woohoo, from Joanne, then you're good. Then you can actually get down with your bad self. Guys, so something interesting happened today. TikTok. I wound up posting the Quomover bit that I did over here, the short that I put up that I think got some decent views here on YouTube as well. We're just talking about Don Lemonhead, and a Peppa Pig comment and lots of little animations there. And last I checked on TikTok, about 13,000 people had seen it today, which is pretty cool because we usually don't get anything to get seen. I do realize it's probably because I made it about something topical, Quomover. And I think it's some funny stuff we dropped. If you haven't seen the last few days, we created two new characters. We created the Mitch. Mitchelson, he's the greatest hair transplant artist on the planet. He offers a discount every Thursday. If you get in line and ask for the Mitch, you're good to go. You're getting a Mitch. And also, you may get it's a bad stitch job. The Mitch is a bad stitch job. Thursday special. What'd you expect? You getting the freaking Rolls Royce of hairdos? No. You got one your hair was a brown, they gave you like a light blonde. Sorry, that's what you got in the Mitch today. The guy that's in line goes every week because he gets the discount. Looks like a freaking milkshake, like the old ice creams that are, you got one scoop, two scoop, it's just vanilla, chocolate, raspberry, and it's just all the way up the line. Magoo head, But look, when we're doing it, and we are, I'm going to just pop this on so we have TikTok in the mix here and see if we can get some of those people who maybe followed the show today to join us live. Because you guys know what we're doing here. We're getting down with our bad selves. We got to write something for S-Coop. Susan Donahue, you are amazing. Thank you so much for your donation. Unbelievably generous. Always, Susan Donahue. You are just, you lighten up my day whenever I see you show up into the chat. You're such an amazing addition to the community here. And we need more people that are just open to finding positivity to find their way to this platform. And they will. They've been doing it. It's just a slow process. Positivity takes a lot longer to get out there, people. It just is the way it is. People like negativity. They just seem to gravitate towards it. But positivity, they have to really want. But you know what? When you got a woohoo like this from Matt Zabrosk, Zabrosk gave us a woohoo. Can we get the double decker now? Zabrosk, you're welching on the second woohoo. That's Coop's birthday. We're here. Renaissance Man Show. Monologuing it. You're going to jip us on the second woohoo? Oh, I'll just do one woohoo. It was good enough for S. Coop. Excuse me. Just because you're a Grammy winner? You think you decide when a second woohoo is necessary? I wanted the second woohoo for S. Coop just so she could be excited. 49 in it, doing it, got the car back today, spending $1,200. You deserve a second woohoo, you know? But you're back there doing you, Zabrosk, you know? Like, oh, I'm just going to give the single because I'm a Grammy winner. What do you want me to play it back? You want me to play the woohoo back? So all of a sudden S. Coop gets a happy birthday woohoo, a second double-decker? You know, that's just like, it's really Bush League on your part. You know, Zabrosk, you're there, you're getting a check. The only one in the studio that gets a check. Zabrosk. You know, Grammy winners, you got to pay him. You know, contracted him. He's here. He's doing it. Oh, Cassandra, you as well. You know, that is the concept of this show, Cassandra. I'm glad you found this program. This show is about shining a light on the fact that you are unique. You've got something amazing to offer this planet. I'm looking forward to you finding it. I hope to be there to champion whatever it is that you are, whatever you have bubbling within you needs to find its way out. But it's absolutely not outside of you. It's not something you should compare yourself to, because everybody around you has that uniqueness. And that's what becomes our issue here as human beings, is we wind up focusing on those around us who are doing something that's really cool. And we're like, oh, I wish I could do that. No, you got your really cool. You've got your really cool. You've got your beautiful within you that needs to come out. And that's why we show up every day, is to have a platform of positivity where we can join and create in the moment. This is a live comedy, live songwriting, and live inspiration / positive vibe show. That's what we do here. If you want to tune in and follow, I've been live for 1,179 days in a row. That's 3 years in a row and counting, for 2+ hours every day. I'm married, I have 3 kids, and I show up every day for a dying world that doesn't even know I'm here. Most of the world has no idea I exist. It's interesting today, one of my TikToks finally got out to some people, and the responses and the comments that I was getting from people was very interesting. A few people are saying, man, this is spot on. Oh, this is great. And I'm thinking to myself, everything we put up is exactly like that one piece of content that got out, but nobody sees any of it. And I'm like, if these people just decided to go down the rabbit hole and just say, okay, I liked this one thing, let me see what else this guy has, they'll be like, what the frig? This only has 30 views, 100 views. All of the stuff on my TikTok page is powerful. I pick through the 16-minute bits to find those really ridiculously comedy bits, or the powerful songs. I put up a new song I'm going to play for you guys in a minute here. It's interesting, guys, because even though I didn't release an album this month, we're now about to release our 4th song of the month, which needs to be heard. This is a song called Destruction of Humanity. And I wrote it live in the show last night, and I actually got to it today. I'm really kind of proud of myself to have gotten to this, because most times I've got 35 songs that I've written and I just haven't had a chance. Miss Trouble, how are you? I love seeing you here. Guys, by the way, is Miss Trouble? I can't see. Is that Renee? But if you are on TikTok and you can, head over to YouTube and join the fam. We are over here. This is a better experience. It's HD. You get the full screen. Plus, when I start going into the comedy news, you're going to actually see the stories. When I play you a clip, like I play you the song that I'm about to drop for the world for the very first time, nobody's ever heard, at least the final edit version. This is a pre-premiere because I'm going to release this in the next week. You're going to want to see it. You can't see it here. It's going to be listening. I'm going to turn the camera, but it's not going to be the same. Doing it. That's right, S. Coop. Before we play S. Coop, we're going to write a song for S. Coop tonight for her birthday. And that's what we do here also. We write songs live in the moment. That's why there's 170 songs that have been released in the last 13 months and change, 13 and a half months on iTunes and Spotify. So if you were to type in Spotify, this is a crazy thing. And I'm going to play you a song right now that I think is good. I don't think any of my songs that nobody's ever heard to the extent where you can get any sort of feedback on this, but I don't think anything I've written compares with the Beatles, but I'm right now tied with the Beatles. I'm one songwriter. They were 4, and they wrote 183 songs into this world. I am at 183 songs right now. And I'm putting out another album in a few weeks. And my plan is to keep dropping albums. So I'm about to blow freaking by the Beatles. And I'm just saying it. I'm just saying that I'm literally writing like a friggin' man here every night. And if you want to stick along for the craziest ride on planet Earth and see what the hell is happening tonight on this show, where he writes songs in the moment, songs that never existed in the history of time become, and then you have them on an album later that month. 170 of them in 13 months. 13 of the best songs each month found their way on the album. And by the way, and this is a challenge, The first couple albums, there's a bunch of long tunes where I was just like rocking out 13, 18-minute songs. Then we got disciplined. By month 3 and 4, for the last 9 months of the year, I don't think there was any songs over 10 minutes, maybe one or two, but most of them were 3 to 6 minutes, freaking pounding them. Every song, I cannot believe these songs that came out of the moment. And you're about to hear a new one that no one's ever heard before. Yes! Bobby got his beat seat today. I'm so excited. Guys, so I invented the first drum for singer-songwriters. That's why this show's called Renaissance Man for many reasons. A Renaissance Man is somebody who does a lot of things well. And for this show, that we excel in certain areas. You know, when you spend 1,179 days without a script and you create in the moment, you can become an improv master. When you spend 1,179 days writing songs live in the moment, you can become a live songwriting master. If you are somebody who speaks from the heart in the moment, you can become an inspiration in the moment whenever, as long as you decide to connect to this very second. We are so consumed with yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Why? Why are we going to spend so much time talking about it? Why do we think about what tomorrow can bring when today is here? Tomorrow does not exist. Yesterday does not exist because it already existed. This second here, the one we're sharing right now, is the magic of life. And if you stick along for this ride, you're going to see we explore that moment and we tap into the magic of life on a daily basis. And what we're trying to do is stop time. When you show up here with me, what we do is we learn this moment is eternity. Nothing else is eternity. Because once we close our eyes for the last time, we know not what comes next. We will not remember anything. So realize the only eternity is the second right here. And you can make it last as long as you want. But if you forget to realize where you are, if you spend all your time in your head instead of in this very second right here, you lose it all and you live in regret. 1,179 days of the moment. Without a script, I have no choice but to live right here, to find something to go do next. And that is what I love about this life. The challenge of getting through this moment, because it's all we have. We've all spent too much time thinking about yesterday, what we could have done different. I want to start thinking about what we can do with this second in order to explore a peaceful and optimistic future for this planet. That's why I've shown up for 1,179 days in a row for 2+ hours. This doesn't happen unless you have a dedication to make the world a better place, especially when you've been suppressed the entire time. These messages would do well if people heard them, but nobody hears them. So the reality is I keep speaking them on a daily basis, and one day maybe people will find them and go back and catalog the experience that they missed. Perhaps. And believe me, it's a freaking amazing ride. Every night is full of life. That is all I can say. I dropped something today. I don't know if you guys saw, but it totally epitomizes the meaning and the message of the show for the last 3+ years every day. But I said it at day 360 in a row. You guys want to hear it? The full message is much better than the half message that you saw on YouTube. So let me find my TikTok real quick, if I can get us on. Let me see if I could type in TikTok and get us there. Oh, wait, don't I have it down here? Let's see. Yeah, I got the app here. Hold on my desktop. I should hopefully be in already. If I'm not, I have to log in. It's going to ask me to do something here. Let's see. Log me info. What are we talking? Oh, I'm doing a QR card. Hold on a second. Can I do that while I'm on the air? I don't know if I could do that. All right, let's try another way. You know what? Let me just see if I can somehow type in without actually. Let's see if I can type my name in and have it brings me up. Ooh, guys, they found me. How about that? Longest running long form variety show on earth. That's right, people. Don't even freaking get fresh. We show up because this world is not showing up. The people that are supposed to be taking care of this planet are not doing their part. They're leaving us to fend for ourselves. And then when you have something passionate and free-flowing to say, they just really get nervous. You know, they can't have you speak out. So here we go, guys. This right here is my message from day 1000. Oh, no, look at this. Oh, come on. This isn't working yet. Hold on, mana. Hold on, mana. Can I pause that? All right, I need to put this on my screen because you're not hearing it, I don't believe. Come on. Let me get the setting here. All right. We're not on TV speaker. No, we're on the Roadcaster. Rock it out. Give me a Roadcaster on the 1-2 Magoo. Done it. Connected. That's what I'm talking. All I'm saying is give me a connection. You know? So here we go, guys. Right here, this is the message that I put out on day, I want to say 360 or 362. I said somewhere in this message here, but let me know what you think of this and tell me this is... Wait a second. Oh, yeah, this is the full message. Check this out. I can't believe I went 360 days without doing my impressions. I can't believe that. But I was so afraid for the world to be like, oh, well, what the heck is it? Is it a positivity show? Is it a show about music? Is it a show about real estate? Is it a show about celebrity impressions? It's all of it. Don't pigeonhole me. Don't tell me I gotta be one thing. I'm here just being. I'm asking you guys to do the same. Just be. I'm not waiting around for someone to tell me it's okay. I'm showing up. I'm delivering daily. I'm coming out here. I'm just letting my truth speak. And if you don't know how to do that, tune in. I'll help you. I'll help you find it. You know, the answers are tucked deep within you. But I think there are people out there that can help you, that can guide you to it. I don't believe I have anything special to offer except for positivity and a mindset that's going to keep driving until I get to where I know I'm going. 1,000. I can't believe I went 1,179 days in. Is that not the same message of this show? The passion that came out of me at day 360 in a row, right there. You can't stop the light. You can't stop someone's fight. You can't stop me from showing up for a world that's not getting a positive platform. No matter how hard you keep, or now how high that wall is that you build around this show, I still show up. And so the reality is the time we've spent here has been beneficial to the people who've been here and who know about it, to myself, because I'm able to stay totally clear and let myself totally express on a daily basis, which, by the way, this is what life is about. Expression. You need to continue to shoot for the things that make you tick. You need to stop being so worried about an outcome that doesn't work in your favor. You have to say, well, none of them work in your favor if you sit on the sidelines. I'd rather have a lot of shots that I took that didn't land and say, you know what, it didn't happen, but I gave it every shot I could, than see myself. And this is why I show up again every day, is because you don't put in time like this to try to reach a world just to help them and to also help myself, but to help each other, and get shut down the whole time by big tech and then quit. That is failure. To me, the only reality is that I will never stop. And one day the world finds me. Now the question is, do they find me when I'm here or not? That's the only question, because I don't have the other answers. All I know is that we can't control time. We can control our effort. If I continue to show up and it's meant to be that people are going to be saved and this world isn't going to self-destruct, then we will find a community here to build itself out that gets massive. If we don't, it's because literally evil wins. And it's sad to say it that way, but it's true. Evil wins if we can't get out and reach people and bring them here to shut off the noise for a little while and help them break away and just get some... when you go into a peaceful environment and you hear birds chirping and you take that fresh air, that breath in, you know what I mean? Now that no masks on, you're sitting there, you take that deep breath and that fresh air, you smell the flowers around you, and there's nothing but the birds chirping. That's the epitome of what we're here trying to accomplish, is to get you there where you're in a field by yourself and you're able to therefore take in everything else around you and see what you do enjoy and what really is affecting you in the worst of ways. You can't do that when you are in the middle of the city streets with horns all around you. Hey, go, what are you doing in my way over there? You got newspapers flying at your head. You can't. You need to break away. That's what the attempt is to try to get the world to break away, the positive world, the people that are here connecting in order to work together to find the light. There are so many positive people out there that are trying to express themselves in the same way as we express ourselves in the show. Therefore, we have family members already who are just being kept from us. Do you understand? It's a simple process of breaking through the wall and allowing everything to spill through. That's it. We got to find one person who's got enough of a reach that gets through the wall and then brings everybody else in. And it's a friggin' wrap. And then I think you're going to see a lot of people that are pretty upset that they were kept from the show for that long. And all the comedy we've created, the 35 episodes of The Trumper Show, and all of the crazy movies, 4 feature films, and we're going to do another feature film, So this is a complete journey together. This is something where we interact, we come together in order to get away from the world, but we also get to create together. I do the work, but you give me the ideas. That's Coop's birthday. I'm going to be writing a song for her tonight. But sometimes Jim will say, hey, can you write me a song called Big Cat Jim? Freaking check that one out on iTunes and Spotify. Fire. It's like The Doors. If you haven't heard Big Cat Jim. Big Cat Jim, type in Mark Pyers, Big Cat Jim, and just put it someplace in a little note right now. Mark Pyers, Big Cat Jim. He's a private eye. I wrote a song about a private eye who's a cat, and that you got to check the song out. But it's The Doors. It sounds like Jim Morrison singing a tune, but I just wrote it live in the moment. It's got the same vibe as a Doors tune. But that's just one of the 170 songs from last year. But Tom Murphy came and said, hey, can you write a song called Murph Dog? Call the Murph Dog. Or just call a song called The Murph Dog. And I wrote a song called Call the Murph Dog. And that's a fun song, guys. There's been 4 or 5 songs that Dana Shiver has ordered. Because I used to be able to have an option to order songs on my website, and I have to get that up on the website so you could still do that. But the way it works also here is how Susan Donahue did it. If you send a note and say, like, Renee Woods is classic, and this is best, guys, because the money comes right to me instead of waiting a month from YouTube. But Renee Woods sends a PayPal, or she sends a Venmo, which, by the way, if you click my link tree now, you can donate through Patreon. You could donate through PayPal or Square. The PayPal and Square are apparently they're hooked right into, I haven't checked this myself, but in Linktree, you should be able to just click a button now. And if you wanted to support the show, you can do it that way. I tried to get all things to be a little bit more seamless for you guys, because I know people do like to support the show. YouTube, like I said, I appreciate anything you donate, but if you send a thing and say, hey, I just donated, go check out, I'll check out what just in general, donations are very much appreciated. And I will make note of it here on the show for everybody. But if you ask for a song, like Susan Donahue said, hey, Mark, here's a donation. Can you write a song for S-Coop? Well, last night before we finished the show, I told S-Coop I was going to be writing her a song. So Susan Donahue just freaking rocks, and so thank you. But of course, I'm going to be writing a song for S-Coop tonight just to show my appreciation for her support here. Guys, so this is really a community. This is a family. We need to grow out together, because no matter where you go in the world, you're going to find people that are discouraging you from doing things. There are going to be people who are looking down on you for just the way you talk, the way you look, the way you present yourself, whatever it is. They're always going to try to have an edge on you. This is the opposite. This is a place to come and let it all go and lift each other up into the light and realize in the moment that if we did this in a practical scenario on a daily basis out in the world, this world could change very quickly. And that's why they really, I think, keep this message from lots of people, because that would be a very hard battle for them. If enough of us joined and we started to realize the wool that's being pulled over our eyes, because again, the ones that are truly awake have been seeing this for a while, and the ones that are still taking the freaking Kool-Aid, I don't know what to say. And this is that, like, we don't talk politics in this show. There's no more politics on this show. I'm over it. Okay. But I am talking to you about the ability for us as humanity to come together. This is not political. It's gotten too political. People shouldn't be talking about politics, religion, or money. These are the things that our parents told us not to talk about. So we should stop that. What we should do is we should find a way to find common ground. And if you told me and you asked me, hey, Mark, how many topics are there that we truly hate each other over? I'd say those 3. Maybe 4 or 5 things in the world that we'd hate each other over. Jeez, that leaves millions left, doesn't it? For us to totally freaking love each other over and be like, you're cool, man. I love throwing a Frisbee with you. Hey, I love talking to you about old, classic books, classic novels. Oh, yeah, you know what? That passage in the Bible was interesting. I'll talk about anything. I mean, religion I shouldn't talk about either. But, forget about the religion. Hey, that movie, whatever it is, you got to find the thousands or millions of topics that we can get along on and to talk about. Forget about all the other crap that we know we're going to hate each other over. Nobody's opinions are going to match up when it comes to politics, religion, or money. And if they do, it's varying ranges. You have the extremes, and you have people who are totally on board for specific candidates. And then you have people who are just blind to the truth no matter what. But we need to figure out a way to rise above it. If you could start to show up, what you'd realize is that this is an intentional division and destruction of humanity. And with that, I'm going to play you my newest song. And just so you understand the reality of that statement I just made, this song is called Destruction of Humanity. I don't intend to always tie these things in that way, but they always seem to tie in. I wrote this song live in the moment last night, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. And if you're here for the first time, we write songs live in the moment every night, and there's 170 of them on iTunes from the last 13 months. I have to get my audio properties fixed here. Give me one sec. Here we go. I'm trying to flip the screen so TikTok can see this at least. All right, I'm already excited about this. All right, so this right here is called Destruction of Humanity.
I hear the sound of the world falling in on itself in the wrong directions, away from the source, away from the love and the light. It's still worth a fight. Will you join me? Yeah, I'll take it on every night. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Shining bright, bright light. Stars distant, planets far from this plane. Existence here, we don't understand why we're here under their resistance. And no matter what we say, yeah, this destruction of humanity. Oh, destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity's what they're after, don't you see? Destruction of humanity. why they shut me down, don't you see? These words come out freely, speak the truth about the world all around me. I can't stop it, no. I can't stop the words as they flow, as the truth bubbles out, don't you know? All their lies can't hold me down, no. No matter how they try, I'll keep showing up every night. Destruction, you can't stop the light. No, no. Now I want you right. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Humanity. Of humanity. Destruction of humanity is what they're after, don't you see? It's as clear as the sky on a sunny day. You can't hide behind the clouds when there's none outside. No destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Destruction of Humanity, written live in the moment last night. That will be on my next album. A couple cleanups I have to do. But very happy with the way that came out, I think. I think it was good. But what do I know? I mean, I'm just in the moment writing songs. They could be bad songs. I don't know. You never really know until somebody actually tells you what the frig's going on. Am I live? Like, where's the, oh, there we go. Scientists believe there's a mirror world. I guess we should get to the news, Joanne. Oh, 1H, 10H. How are you, my buddy? No, thank you, my friend. I'm going to play you guys something else. We have some comedy news coming up as well. But it is S-Coop's birthday, so I owe S-Coop a birthday song. I'm not sure what it's going to be about right now, but let's see. I don't have my pick. I was looking for a pick. That's why I put the guitar down for a minute, because I was thinking I really need a pick. I really need a pick and my beat seat, I suppose, right? Let's do something here. Real time in it. We're real time in it. You know, of course I could have done this while that song was playing. But we're real time in it tonight. Alright, let's see what we got here. This wire. This wire is always giving me a hard time. Okay. I know I threw the pick. Here we go. Sometimes you gotta look for a pick. It's hiding. And you're like, where's my pick? All right, so let's get rid of something here. Time
right, so we're writing a song for S. Coop. It's her birthday. S. Coop, where do you live? Like what city or what state? That'll help me get up with a vibe. What state? Oh, destruction of humanity. That was this. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. So that song will be fire. That song will be fire when it's done. Oh, please do, my friend, 170 songs on iTunes and Spotify from the last 13 months, and we're just getting into it. We got more coming. The Freedom Convoy song was pretty cool. That was, I had a little Justin Trudeau impression. My fellow Canadians, I'm going to destroy the country. All right, Minnesota.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
Let's just make it right. Right? Oh, I know what it is. That camera down below is all messed up. That's fine. It's fine. We'll deal with it. We're down with it. All right. S. Coop, it's your birthday. We're writing you a tune. Let's see what we come up with here.
sun goes down on me. The sunrise, a new day is born. I gotta cut it down. It's too long. Would have been perfect if I did that. Waiting for the sun to rise. Waiting for the time to come, never comes till it's all over. The night is clear. Take my mind off the world for a while. It's your birthday, it's the time to smile wide. It's your birthday. So thankful to see the world go round one more time, one more time.
I'm in my mind because I did one extra too long. I can't do 3 in 1. I feel like that's what it should be, but it's not. It's different. It's got to be less. It's got to be like this. Didn't even pull. What? Oh. Can't stand this foot pedal sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't log in. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing with that, but it's not working. Drinking my coffee for a minute here. That's scoop. Here we go. And we also have that nice background going. Can we get rid of that, please? What are we doing? Background in it. There we go. Shades go down another day. The stars are shining down on me here on my birthday. I can see across the atmosphere, but everything is clear. It's my birthday. I'm here. His glory is sainted. Yeah. Seen it all go by my way. It's my way, the highway. Yeah, I'm going out now. You can't stop me from living my greatest life. Yeah, 'cause I'm 49. Yeah, take a ride across the galaxy.
midnight. Yeah, you can watch the sunrise in the morning. Yeah, and wait for the world to stop spinning. Find yourself again. It's never too late. No, it's never too late. You got the scoop on things. You got the scoop on everything. When you got the scoop on things, you can see it from the best perspective. Yeah, and yeah, they can't stop you from living your life, from living your light. Let it shine bright out on the world. birthday, scoop. You got the scoop. And the thing, yeah. Oh yeah, you can take your best swing now, 'cause you got nothing to lose. Yeah. You got everything to gain, yeah. So don't you sit still, no, go find you. You got the upper hand on everyone. Oh, one day you get to call it your special day, yeah. The day you were born, the day you open up your eyes and see the world for the first time, yeah. We're back again, 365 days in a row. Come back, we'll see you again. Celebrate another time, write another song for you. We'll find a way to get another scoop, another scoop, yeah. Oh, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Enjoy your special night. Oh. special night. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Scoop, you got the scoop. Yeah, you got the connection to the life, to the light. Yeah, you can just ignite and see the world through the eyes of the love you have inside. You're with us because of the light. It's burning bright. It's getting stronger here every night. So if you're sure of here tomorrow, start this new year off right. 'Cause I aim to send you love and hope here every night, every day. It's the only way. So happy birthday to you. Tomorrow's a good day too. Hope you enjoy that S-Coop. A little jammeroo for S-Coop's birthday. There's some cool parts in there, right? It's so funny because I have my eyes closed a lot, and I don't know what the hell I'm playing anyway. So then when I have my eyes closed and I still don't know what I'm playing, then I'm hearing stuff, but it's, I'm not getting the right song. But you know what I'm saying.
Andrew, my brother. I see Daniel in the house too, my other brother. I got my brother's family sisters over here, the king of the south. Get this going over here. No, it's a school's birthday tonight, yes. Oh, we're feeling alright, yes, like we do every night, yes. A Renaissance man show, here to bring the light, don't you know? Yeah, gonna let it flow for that school, yeah, gonna let it school. Oh, we got too much spin out there, not enough truth in this moment that we're living in. Yeah, they keep the soul guessing. Yeah, we're confused with the lies. What's true and nothing's true. It's probably true. It's probably true that nothing's true, right? So, S. Coop, I hope you enjoyed your song. We did it. We done it, you know? So listen, it is obviously a complete different format than I expect for tonight. I have all these news stories. Didn't get into the news. And we're getting late already. I can't be on super late tonight because I have to finish up some things for this week. Talking about, you know, what are we talking about here? End of March, you know? Gonna get the taxes finished up and got them out. You know what I'm saying? That's gotta happen. I can't do when I'm on the doing 2 7-hour shows for the week here. So we're gonna have to keep this one a little short again tonight. So I will rock out a couple of stories here. Joanne, what do we have in the news? Wheezy McGee. How about the stopping the wheeze and putting on the first story of the day? That would be helpful. And then perhaps we can from there deal with your wheeze. But right now I can't because you're annoying as heck, you know? Oh, this is where we came up with the topic of the show tonight, Joanne. Are you ready for this one? Of course, she's not ready. She's never ready. Scientists think there's a mirror universe where time moves backwards. This, to me, is extremely interesting. This is a story by Joshua Hawkins. He's related to Stephen. It's his son. Some scientists say that our universe could just be one side of the coin. The other side is something they call the anti-universe. Ooh, it's basically a hypothetical mirror universe where time moves backwards. But how exactly did scientists come to this conclusion? A new study on the matter focuses on 3 most important symmetries that scientists have found in nature: charge, parity, and time. Charge basically dictates that you can flip the charge of a particle involved in an interaction to its opposite. Then you'll get the same exact interaction. Parity then dictates that if you look at the mirror image of the interaction, you will see the same result in reflection. Finally, time dictates that running any interaction backwards in time will cause it to look the same. The fundamental idea is known as CPT symmetry for the short. Hold on, I'm on up. Time dictates that running any interaction backwards in time will cause it to look the same. Backwards in time will make it look the same. I think the concept of here that we have to wrap our heads around is that we could be going reverse in time right now, and we created our own calendar that tells us we're moving forward. Think about that for a second. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine if we are not moving forward in time. We are in fact moving backwards in time. And we started this craziness, and we've been born, you know, but we are reversing ourselves. It's a reverse process here. And I'm not saying necessarily that like we're going backwards with our innovation and we're going in reverse of our innovation, because that's not true. But maybe time itself is going backwards. And when we see the sunrise every day, that's really the sun setting, but in reverse. You know what I'm saying? I just blew your mind. I just freaking blew my mind. So we're watching the sun setting, but we're really watching the sunrise because we're watching it in reverse. We're the freaking mirror. We're the mirror. I just figured it out. Thanks for that, scientists, you jerks. Parity then dictates blah, blah, blah symmetry. The live science notes that most physical interactions obey at least most of these symmetries most of the time. However, there are some violations. Despite those outliers, scientists have never found any interactions that ignore all three symmetries at the same time. In this new paper, though, scientists posit that this symmetry doesn't just pertain to the actions that take place in the universe. Instead, it applies to the entirety of the cosmos. But how do you get from talking symmetry in the universe to proposing a mirror universe altogether? Joanne, how do we get there? That's where things get really interesting. Balance is everything, or balance in everything. Joanne, they did that. They said it's not in, it's not is, it's in. Why don't you stop scrolling and do it in teleprompter so quickly? If you ever watched any of the Star Wars movies, then you probably heard people talk about the Jedi and the Sith balancing out. You know what I mean? You got a Sith, you got a Jedi. They're doing the balancing act. Fantasy movies also talk about the precarious balance between good and evil. It's the basic idea of balance that has led scientists to believe in the existence of a mirror universe. Makes sense. By extending the idea of CPT symmetry to the entirety of the cosmos, the scientists argue that we cannot see our universe as the bigger picture. Instead, our universe is simply one part, one flip to the charge, so to speak. So in such, there must be more, a mirror universe that is just like ours, except running backwards in time to account for CPT. We may be the backwards world. If you think about it, that we only see it as what we're told. But if we were told that every night when we were watching the sunset, it's really the sun rising in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Not only would CPT obeying universe create balance, it would also create additional discoveries around dark matter and everything else as a whole. I guess it's almost over. I was about to freaking pull the hammer on this one, Joanne. I don't think I need to read anymore. Scientists say CPT obeying the universe would allow for the universe to naturally expand instead of relying on a period of rapid expansion, the Big Bang. This only could open the door for a variety of viable alternatives beyond the theory of the Big Bang. Throwing in the mirror universe would also open the door for additional neutrinos. The particulars always appear as left-handed, whereas all other particulars in the universe consist of both left and right-handed varieties. This, scientists say, could be another clue to the existence of a mirror universe. The scientists say it's unlikely that these right-handed neutrinos would be visible. Instead, they'd be invisible particles more akin to dark matter. I don't understand what any of that means, guys. Neutrinos, whatever the frig. We're moving on. Next story. Right, Joanne? Oh, goodness. Ooh, Joanne, this one's crazy. A dinosaur bigger than T-Rex swam and hunted its prey underwater. I don't know, Joanne. We have to read the story first. She said, do you think the heart on that predator was big enough to, fill the gap in my heart from the bugaboos that she's taken? Chicago. It's long been thought that dinosaurs were landlubbers, terrestrial creatures that steered largely clear of the water. A groundbreaking discovery into... Joanne, a groundbreaking discovery in 2014 of a Spinosaurus with feathers that pointed to an aquatic lifestyle, retracted nostrils, short hind legs, a fin-like tail, and paddle-like feet challenged that view. What? No, I know, Joanne. That's basically a dead-on, description of you too. Short hind legs, fin-like tail, paddle-like feet. They nailed Joanne. It's like checking off a box. However, whether some dinosaurs were truly at ease in the water, just stood in the shallows and dipped their heads in to pursue prey, is a heron would have divided paleontologists. In an attempt to resolve this heated debate, a group of researchers have studied 380 bones belonging to 250 animals. No, Joanne, I said you're a lazy bones. I'm saying they're studied 380 bones. You're just a lazy bones. She's always like, wait, what did you say about bones? Or did you say I'm a lazy bones? Yeah, I do. I always tell you you're a lazy bones. You need to know. You need to know when you're being a lazy bones and that you need to correct yourself. There are certain laws that are applicable to any organism on the planet. One of these laws regards density and the capability of submerging into water, said Matteo Fabri. Joanne, he must be from Italy. Matteo Fabri, a postdoctoral researcher at the Field Museum in Chicago. He's from Chicago. In the news release, he was the lead author of the study that published on Wednesday in the Nature journal. Bone density can be used as evidence for adaptation to water. The study said that even aquatic animals that were not clearly shaped for an aquatic lifestyle, such as hippopotamus, have very dense bones. So bottom line, this Spinosaurus, this thing was a real deal, guys. You see the picture of that? That thing was eating a shark. Look at that thing. 50 times. That's a ridiculous looking shark fish. Fishy shark. We're moving on, Joanne, because it has got to be a shorter evening tonight. I got to get work done. You understand? This one is interesting. Guys, I'm just playing homage here, okay? This is paying a little homage. You pay homage to another creator. Steve Willite, the computer scientist who created the GIF, dies at age 74. So all of you people out there that are always posting your GIFs on freaking Zuckerchooch book and, on Instagram, check out this GIF. That's the guy. Give him a little love. He just passed away. How to send him some love to the guy, okay? He's no longer with us. Steve Willite, thank you, sir, for creating something that gave back to mankind. You left the world a better place than you found it by allowing people to create memes of Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Dr. Fauci and of the complete plandemaroo that we dealt with for the last 2 years. So thank you, Mr. Willite. You also allowed people to point fingers and create just laughable moments about this entire craziness that's going on with, them being able to speak to 6-year-olds about sex. Not about any specific gender or whatever, but that all should be off the freaking table too. My 6-year-old should be playing with dolls, be playing with toys, go and play with boy things if she wants to. I don't freaking care. But I don't know what has to ask her if she feels like she's a boy, okay? That she could do on her own when she's 13 or 15 years old. I had a lot of friends who were confused when they were younger. Nobody freaking forced them in any direction. You let people be themselves. When they're at a young age and they can be manipulated, you don't manipulate them. You allow them to breathe. You allow them to find their own way. Sometimes they may do some silly things that just seem a little off because they're freaking kids. Let them be kids. When they get older, they could ask questions. Be there for them. But don't force them in any direction because they will listen to you. And when you start telling them things like, do you really feel like you're they're going to start saying, I don't know, my freaking dad and my mom just said, do you think that you're this thing? And I don't know, maybe I don't feel like that. Kids are so impressionable. Allow them to do the things they want to do. My daughter wrote a book the other day, this little book about how to make a cake, how to bake a cake. She writes this book and she's reading it to me. And I'm thinking, how brilliant. Nobody told her what to do. She plays with boys' toys. She plays with girl toys. She does whatever the freak she wants to do. She's 6. She created a book, how to bake a cake. First, you get the ingredients. And she's wrote this all. She's 6 years old. I'm really proud of her. You put the ingredients in a bowl, and then you mix them up. And then you wait. Flip the page. And then you wait. She did like 3 pages in a row. And then you wait. It was like the cutest thing in the world, She's like, and I think it's just brilliant to see a kid being creative in their own way and by no one forcing them in a direction. Here's some crayons. Do something. You know what I mean? Here's a couple of toys. Oh, you want to go and play with with your brother's toys? Go ahead. I don't give a freaking crap. One day, if you have questions, I'm here. But there's no reason to put deep subjects on people's minds when they're 6 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old. This is a indoctrination attempt, and it needs to come to an end. And this is why I think people need to understand what's going on in the world. I don't watch the news. I'm just saying how I feel right now about everything, I think that we need to allow our children to be children and don't put so many additional pressures on their shoulders. They have enough to worry about between school and bullies. I was bullied by 2 people in 7th grade. That was a lot for me to deal with in 1 year. But I dealt with it because I had a friend, I had a buddy, Mike Green, who was like my guardian angel. In life, I truly believe at every given moment you have a guardian angel, somebody who's going to be there for you. And sometimes, and most times, it's the person you least expect. It's a stranger on the corner. There's somebody always there. Mike Green was not my best friend when I was younger. But in that scenario, he was the best friend in the world to me. And he did things that my best friends weren't doing, like protecting me from these bullies because he was bigger and I wasn't. But that was just Mike Green being an amazing human being and being the guardian angel in that moment that was needed by this soul. We all have one. He was called to action. We're all called to action. The hope is that this show the intent is to be a guardian type of effect where you are being led towards something positive, not towards anything that's going to make you feel worse, And these are tough topics. Like even talking about this isn't anything that people want to get into. So I'm briefly getting into and going over it, but I just want to say, I have young kids, so this affects me. This affects a generation that has no idea what's coming, but for me, I have 3 kids, And they're all right in the middle of this stuff. So when I see this, I start to say to myself, you know, this isn't right. When I was a kid, I was allowed to explore without anybody giving me ideas. Oh, hold on. They're asking questions over here. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Poor Joanne. Has he made a song about her? A comedy song. Have we made a song about Joanne yet in her humongo car? I'm not sure. Let's see. I'll try to catch up on all of these chats here. Oh, Trish said, does anybody have any ideas of what Joanne looks like? Rich can use ideas to draw a portrait. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. My family is from Chicago and moved to time negative. Let's see. I'm rolling down to see. My daughter makes graphic arts at Peace 12 hours a day. That is S-Coop. That's what I'm talking about. Expressing self. And we should be doing it at a very young age. You know what I mean? Bobby. I love that. A psychic bit where I'm doing like Lady Cleo, whatever her name was. That was such a funny bit. When she'd be like, yeah, no, man, I'm telling you, you're going to make $1 million today, man. Oh, that'd be hilarious, Bobby. I love that. Shoot me a note on that. Text me if you can. Oh, I love that idea. We have to find a... Oh, my goodness. Because we do the future, Mark, but that's me already being from the future, so I know what's coming. This is a funny concept of being psychic and knowing, telling people like crazy. I've done one of those bits once where I did with Christopher Walken with where he's doing the show where he touches people and he touches things and it tells them the future. That was Anthony Michael Hall did a remake of it. I can't think of it right now. The Dead Zone. So I've done the Dead Zone before somewhere in the past, but that would be a really cool one to get into. Oh, Leisure number 7, my friend. Good to see you. We're kicking it. And we're in the middle of, I guess, this Wilhite story. I just do want to say that, guys, if you are someone who's used a GIF ever in your life, this guy here needs just some love because he just passed away. Send him some love. Steve Wilhite, thank you, my man. Thank you for your service to this world of ours. Leisure, I'm glad you're here, buddy. We're kicking in Maury Povich. Oh, goodness. Maury Povich retires after 31 seasons of Maury. Maybe I'll feel lost. You are no longer doing a show. I used to love Maury when I was a kid, especially all the fights that would take place. It was like Jerry Springer on crack. And, those days are over, I guess. My man's retiring. A potentially hazardous asteroid is coming near Earth on Thursday. Well, guys, that's now. It's 11:38. I think we made it through. Potentially hazardous asteroid on its way to... Joanne, I just read that. You're wheezing and you're giving me a teleprompter with the same thing. The asteroid isn't exactly small. It's comparable to the Empire State Building. What the... That's what my family owns, Joanne. You know that, right? The Empire State Building. We're down it. Sometimes when we're driving by, we just remark on the fact that that's in the family, Well, the old Empire State Building, Anyway, asteroid 2013 BO 76. It's got some smell to it, Joanne. It's got the BO. As it's named by it's about 450 meters long. That's half a kilometer. How far is it away, Joanne? It will fly past Earth at a distance of 51,011. What the? Does anybody see that number? That ain't a real number. Does anybody see that number? Somebody tell me you see that number. It will fly by at a distance of 51,11,759 kilometers. Is this the freaking right way you write? What is 78,78,295? I've never seen numbers like that before. Somebody help me. What am I looking at here? I can't even look at this story. It's pissing me off now. Joanne, you gave me another crap story. Wheezy McGee, lazy lump. Let me just get this one story. It has the numbers that don't make any sense. 50 years later, curators unveil one of the last sealed Apollo samples. Joanne, from the time they didn't go to the moon. Hold on, no, I'm not. Let's see what they've got here. Like a time capsule that was sealed for posterity, one of the last unopened Apollo-era Luna samples collected during Apollo 17 was opened under the careful direction of Lunar sample processors and curators at the Astromaterials Research and Exploration Science Division. I got that right, Joanne. That's Aries. It's not scrolling, Joanne. You gave me another non-scrolling story. Wheezy and just terrible at the job you're doing. The precious and well-deserved preserved sample will serve as a narrow window into the permanent geological record of Earth's closest celestial neighbor, the Moon. Before NASA goes back for more samples, this time at the Moon's South Pole during the agency's upcoming Artemis missions, the Apollo Next Generation Sample Analysis Program of ANCSA is studying some of the last few lunar samples that NASA has kept unopened. Why, pray you, would they keep them unopened, Joanne, for 55 years? Because they got the freaking samples from Antarctica. Oh, nobody will know in 55 years. We have better data. We have more ability to test things now. You should open that freaking thing up years ago so we wouldn't be able to tell where it came from. Oh, okay. Now we know you took it from the Mojave Desert. Sometimes you're here and you're finding out the truth from NASA, which is that there is no truth beyond the dome we're under. I'm just kidding. Not really. An asteroid impact of about 66 million years ago forever changed the trajectory of life on Earth. Now, scientists have used bits of ancient debris to measure the blazing temperatures of the dust and gas that spread from the impact site. Can I ask you guys something, though? If we were under a dome, like, for example, just question, if we were under a dome, wouldn't an asteroid freaking break through the dome? Right? So what are we dealing with? Unless the dome is so freaking far out there that there's asteroids inside the dome. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Got to call it like you see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's something weird going on there. I don't know. But I don't know if it's a freaking dome. I'm just saying, like, something's going on. Something's going on out there. Because if asteroids are popping on this planet, destroying freaking dinosaurs and stuff like that, there's got to be more to the story. You know what I'm saying? Joanne, I'm done with this crap, okay? We're moving forward. We have to finish this show up. I got to get my taxes done. Look, this says it right here. I wanted to share the story with you guys so you know what's coming, okay? There's a tricky cryptocurrency question on your tax return. You're playing with fire if you don't report it. The IRS has issued a warning about how to answer cryptocurrency questions on the front page of your tax return. You may respond no if you bought and held cryptocurrency in the US dollars or transferred digital assets between your wallets. However, you'll need to check yes if you sold crypto, exchanged one virtual currency for another, used it for purchases, received it as payment, acquired it through mining or staking, and more. The IRS, Joanne, the IRS has issued a warning about how to answer the cryptocurrency question on the front page of the tax return. We just read that, Joanne. Stinky McGee. The wrong answer there will tell you that you're going to get in trouble. So right here, you see it where it's circled? At any time during 2021, did you receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of financial interest in any virtual currency? Bang, biggity boo. You say yes or no. Okay. And then you say, the question reads anytime. What happens? If you check yes, you're flagging yourself, and the IRS is going to be looking for some sort of capital gain or loss in your Schedule D. Explaining how a mismatch may trigger a manual IRS review. Oh my goodness. There may be bigger issues if you have taxable activity and answer no. Experts say that's where the hammer comes down because they say you lied on the government document under penalties of perjury. If you're unclear on reporting, you may seek guidance from tax professional with crypto experience, but it may become more challenging as April 18th deadline approaches. Cryptocurrency may be subject to capital gains when exchanged or sold at a profit. Swapping digital coins, cashing out for US dollars, or even making a purchase may be taxable events. The gain or loss is a difference between your purchase price known as a basis and when you selling or exchanging. Your tax rates depend on the length of ownership. Let's see long-term capital gains rates. Here we go. Single filer, 0% on 0 to $40,400. 15% on 40 to 45,000. So capital gains, that would mean like anything you earned on the stock market, right? Oh, Leisure, you rock, brother. I appreciate you, bud. So when you're dealing with capital gains, that's when you, like interest on any money you made, capital gains on any money you made in the stock market or a real estate investment. Let's see, marginal tax brackets for tax year 2021 married filed jointly. Let's see. If you're making whoa. Okay. Look at this. So if you make over $81,000, you're paying 22% of the amount over $81,000. So let's do the math on that. So you have to put 9,000 out. We should do this with a calculator. And now you have, let's say 120,000. So you're talking about like 40,000 times 8. So it's about $17,000 is a tax burden is what you're looking at to pay when you're talking about maybe $120,000 income each year. If you're talking about like 200 grand, let's see, over 200 grand, you're paying 30 grand up front. And then for 30 grand more, 24% of that. Holy freaking cow, which is about another $7,200. So you're paying $38,000 to the government if you made 200 grand. I don't know if you can write anything off anymore. I don't think so. Look at this. If you made over 630,000, you're paying 170 grand up front plus 37% of anything over 628. That's pretty crazy. This is just interesting to see because, wait, hold on. Is this the same thing? Wait, the numbers go up here. Why? Let me see if I can figure this out. Marginal tax brackets for single individuals. I see. So when this is crazy. Hold on. So when you're single, you pay more than you do when you're a couple. At least that's what it looks like here. Like for say 86,000, for 86,000 in the family one, you're paying about 9 grand. Okay. This you're paying 15,000 for 86,000. It's a little over, look, so just make sure when you're filling out your taxes, you check off what you did with crypto this year. If you bought or sold any crypto, you don't want to deal with the IRS. Joe Biden just hired a ton of new IRS agents, so they're going to be going after people. And like they should be going after the countries in the world they've been giving money to instead of the freaking U.S. citizens that they've been reaming for centuries. I don't know how long it's been happening. I think it used to be 13%. The tax rate was 13% across the board. And look where we are today. I think we're paying like 65, 70%, I would say, for all in. If you think about what you pay to the government, plus what you pay for gas tax, what you pay for your property taxes, if you go through every tax we pay for milk, I guarantee you we're paying like 70% of what we make goes right to all the taxes. It's a bunch of horse crap. They really break the back of everybody. And I find it interesting right now that there's been a lot of wealth that's transferred in the last year and a half with this whole Plandemaroo that they created. But the middle class, the people who are out there working the everyday jobs, they're getting demolished by this inflation and they have no way to get through this world we're living in. And I hate to say this, but that is their plan. I truly believe the plan is to create a bigger catastrophe than the last bubble that burst in 2008 and 2007 and 8. And this one is one we can't come back from. If you think about this, we have a world of people who've been acting erratic because of this event that they put us through, and people who are leaving cities and going into the suburbs to buy homes. Now, I will share with you, I'm a real estate agent, and during the normal world we lived in until this whole thing went down on March 23rd, 2019, or 2020, they shut down the country. Nobody could sell any real estate. Real estate was so hard to sell.
You had to give properties away in Connecticut. People just didn't want them. They were negotiating like heck. Terrible time to be a real estate agent. You had to fight tooth and nail. Now we fast forward, people have been overpaying for properties left and right. I have one buyer that's been for a few years we've been looking. Do you know we've gone on a few properties over by $150,000 only to learn that the people who won were within 4 or 5 other bidders that were $250,000 over the asking price. And it's like, what the freak world are we living in? You can't go out there and bid against yourself. So these people are out there doing their best to try to, negotiate and get a deal. You can't negotiate. You got to go over ask. What happens when the other shoe drops and when all of a sudden we're back to the world we lived in prior to March 23rd, 2020, when I couldn't freaking sell a house in Connecticut without some sort of benefit to the buyer? Or they're like, wow, I'm getting a $2 million house for 1.6. It used to be that in my town. I live in a really nice town, or I work in the really nice town. I do live in Lower Fairfield County. Is a really great area, okay? But the town I work in is where I grew up. I don't live in that town. That town is a super, super awesome town. But there was a period of time nobody wanted to buy there. They've shot movies in that town. It's super quaint. It's an amazing feel. The restaurants are so cool. There's a one-way street. You go down, there's all kinds of amazing shops. It's a village. It's one of the coolest little towns in Lower Fairfield County, I believe. And I'm a realtor. I know all the towns. I work in all the towns, but I love New Canaan. That's the town. And for a period of time, nobody could sell a house in New Canaan without, a discount. It was a discount selling market for years. After 2008, 2009, 2010, boom. 2013 was a decent year. After that, turned to crap again, and people were giving properties away. Country shuts down. All of a sudden, the push out there, the narrative, and a lot of it was true, was anybody in buildings is getting the cove. They're going into these elevators in order to go down to the store, in order to get food, and they're catching the cove from people who are coughing in the elevator and going out and about. So everybody's like, I'm abandoning New York City, not to mention what happened in New York City. It was a friggin' mess. But all these cities, not just New York City, they're saying to themselves, I got to get out. I need to be in the burbs. I need to have my own space. I'm going to go and cook in the backyard. I'm going to have my yard for my kids to finally play in. I always loved the city, but now this is dangerous. It's expensive, and they're shutting down everything. What am I doing here? I'm in a building that goes up with thousands of people. So, shoe drops at some point. I don't want it to, but I don't control that. And when it does, I go back to not being able to sell real estate because these people bought their homes for $2.5 million and no one's going to pay more than 1.6. We go back to the complete flip. A property that's worth 2, they bought for 2.5, and it's going to go for 1.6 again in that market where no one was buying 2 million property unless it was 1.6. The only thing that's different. The only thing that's different is demand is so high and supply is so low right now. But back when I couldn't sell property unless you had some sort of benefit or you were giving it away in a weird way, you're giving a really good deal, or the location was so good, people were jumping on it. But you can't go from that market to this market and then realize that when the shoe drops, oh, well, maybe I can be all right. No, I'm sorry. You either are a 10-year plus buyer in this market or you are in trouble. And for me too, I'm like, look, if I ever sold my house, I'd have to buy a 10-year property because no one's getting into this market and getting out alive. You're going to have a lot of people turn upside down. Well, I can't afford the mortgage. And if I sell this property right now, I'm underwater by $300,000, $400,000. So I'll just lose it to let the bank take over. You're going to see a lot of that coming up. Oh, I bought this property for 3.5 mil. Oof, what's it worth today? 1.8. I saw a lot of those. There was one that was on for $7.5 million in this town that I was telling you about, and it sold for 3.6, and that was before the pandemic. That property, those people would have killed it if they stayed on for 6 more months. Nobody knew. I sold the property in April of 2020. Remember, March 23rd, we were shut down. They told me I can't come back to my office. You got to go and do your Renaissance Man show from home. I set my studio up here in the basement. I've been here since. And They shut us down, and I have a closing on April, I want to say 19th of 2020. This property we traded for right around the asking price. If they were able to, and not that because the market happens and people bring in an offer and you go, you don't hold a property, especially when you're an investor. And my investor clients were selling this property. We get a good deal, we take it. If they held that property for 2 more months, they got $200,000 more. But who the freak was knowing that we were going into the greatest market in history? And by greatest, I mean for sellers, not for agents, not for buyers, definitely not for buyers. For agents that have a ton of contacts, yes, the greatest market in history. I worked with an agent for years that is the number one agent in that town, and her phone was always ringing. People just giving her a listing back. She's been in there for 30 plus years, so when they need to sell, they just call her. She always had 20, 30 listings. She's probably killing it because people were buying homes finally. And when you have 50 phone calls, you could sell 50 properties. When you're out there scavenging in order to get your next lead, you're out there trying to find your next listing, it's a different world, especially when you can't network. You can't go out there and be in a room with someone and shake hands. There's freaking masks and no one's doing any networking in Connecticut. So I'm here on my live variety show on a daily basis, not able to crack through to a world of people who are buying real estate. Because realistically, if this family member, this community here, we've helped Jacqueline, we're helping people here with real estate. The point is, if we had, say, 1,000 people on right now, and I just mentioned that every day I'm a real estate agent, that's how I make money. I don't make money for Renaissance Man. Never have, never will. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but that's not the point. That's not the goal. The goal is to come out here and express self, connect with you guys, help you find your greatness. And I make my money in real estate during the day. So when you need to buy or sell real estate, your way of supporting the show is saying, okay, I'm going to let Mark know I need an agent. I don't want to start freaking calling around and figuring out what to ask these agents and see who I want. Let me see if Mark can find me a great real estate agent down where I'm looking to buy. And first of all, it takes a weight off your shoulders. I'm asking these people the questions that, with 13 years of real estate experience, I'm asking these questions based on that, 14 years, I guess. Geez, I'm a 14-year real estate agent. That's pretty insane. You do what you have to do to get through life. I got to support a family, and I show up here because I want the world to be a better place, and I hope to do my part in order for that to happen. But that's why I do appreciate your donations so much, guys, because I don't make any money for this show. I don't have any sponsors. I don't have any backers. We haven't been able to break through to enough people for any of that to ever happen. So I just show up anyway. I show up every day, and I keep saying, I don't care if they're going to keep trying to keep this show down. I'm going to keep showing up. I don't freaking care. It's not about them. I mean, look, I would love to be able to breathe easier and to have, something occur from what I've been doing here. But at the end of the day, I make my money going out there and fighting against the toughest out there in this business right now, where there's 3 properties and 400 buyers. It's a tough time to be a realtor. I wish I had 50 properties. If I did, I'd be killing it right now. I'd be like, guys, we're kicking it all night. I got 50 listings, 50 closings coming up. But on the surface, we have a day to get like the best of, and you can't start that day and say to yourself, I don't have this. I don't have it. You got to get up and start making phone calls. You got to get up and start doing something. And sometimes that means doing something you don't want to do, making phone calls, cold calls, whatever. But I have to say, I do love helping people. And so whether it's here on the Renaissance Man Show or meeting them at a property and guiding them through the process and using my 13 years of construction experience to explain what's in that house, that is truly a joy to me as well. That goes back to, if you look at my logo in the corner, my logo and motto of the show is to affect a positive change one person at a time. And in the real estate business, I do that. Here, we've been doing it for each other. You're helping me affect a positive change in my life, and I'm helping you and hopefully helping the world one day at least locate some positivity in the day-to-day. This is as far as I know, only show that is committed to show up every day and has for 3+ years. And regardless of who shows up, I will be here for you tomorrow. But I would strongly request and hope that you will take this request and also find a little pride in doing this yourself. Tell everybody and anybody you know that has a smile on their face that there's a place for them. You know, I would suggest you're not going to get very far when you talk to someone who hates clean comedy or hates positivity, and they like to just, troll people or whatever. Those people most likely won't like what I do because they're reaching into a different type of entertainment. But we're here trying to feel good. I don't want to confuse people and make them feel worse. There's enough out there of that. And I got sick of it, and that's why I started showing up, and that's why I'll keep showing up, because I don't know any other platform on the planet where I can totally let myself free and create at my heart's content and then feel like all the weight's off my shoulders at the end. So, tomorrow, we do it all over again. Day 1,180 in a row puts us 20 days from 1,200 days in a row, fam and friends. It's pretty crazy stuff, right? Oh, goodness. I do want to say goodnight to each and every one of you, so please, if you are here, say goodnight or forever hold your peace, or at least till tomorrow when we do it all over again. So, S-Coop, birthday girl, I hope you liked your song. Guys, I write songs for you, so show up tomorrow. I'll write you a freaking gem, hopefully. Maybe not, but I'll try. And we have lots of comedy coming at you again tomorrow. Andrew Golden, Bobby Chizzy, Pamela Swan, Renee Woods, Sage Pup, my brother, Trish Killian, Yardbirds. Again, S-Coop, happy birthday. I hope you loved the song. Over here on TikTok, I appreciate you guys. And remember, tomorrow we do it all over again. Until then, it's Mark Pyers. And it's Renaissance Man. You got to go away. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away. You got to go away. Yeah. Till tomorrow, fam. Till tomorrow.